If you are fascinated by wartime survival and the resourcefulness of soldiers under extreme conditions, this guide is going to give you a deep dive into the ingenuity that kept men alive on the front lines. Before we dive in, make sure to subscribe to my channel and comment below with your favourite historical survival trick. This ensures you stay up to date on more rare insights into wartime life and survival hacks. Today, we'll explore 7 genius cooking hacks used by World War II soldiers that allowed them to eat without fire, an essential skill when flame meant detection or death. Understanding these techniques isn't just history, it's practical survival knowledge that can still be applied in modern-day scenarios, whether you're hiking, prepping, or studying fieldcraft. One of the most critical skills for soldiers was maximizing the utility of canned food. Troops learned to combine multiple rations without cooking. Soldiers often carried canned meat, condensed milk, and vegetables in their packs, which could be mixed into hearty cold meals. For instance, mixing canned beans, a small portion of evaporated milk, and a pinch of salt created a filling, nutritious blend. Applied today, this technique can be adapted for backpacking or emergency preparedness. Keep a small stock of canned proteins and practice combining flavors and textures without relying on heat. This method preserved calories and nutrients while reducing exposure to fire hazards. Solar energy became a hidden kitchen for soldiers trapped in open fields. They used metal containers, glass jars, or reflective surfaces to concentrate sunlight onto food, slowly softening dried fruits, jerky, or hardened bread. For example, leaving a tin of dried beans or a hard biscuit on a sun-facing rock inside a glass jar would warm it enough to make it edible. Modern survivalists can replicate this by constructing a basic solar box or using reflective foil in emergency kits. The principle is simple. The sun can act as a natural oven when you know how to capture and focus its energy. A technique widely used across all fronts involved soaking dense, hard biscuits or dry bread in water or condensed milk to soften them. Soldiers in the field, without a cooking fire, would carry small water bottles and use them strategically, often blending soaked biscuits with canned meat for a makeshift pudding-like meal. Today, this hack is still valuable. Soaking dense grains or bread in liquids can create a fast, energy-rich meal without needing heat. This is especially effective when dealing with survival ration packs or during situations where fire is unavailable. When fire was impossible due to the risk of enemy detection, soldiers discovered that body heat could gently warm small portions of food. Wrapping cans in cloth and keeping them close to the body, under the armpit or inside a jacket, could raise the temperature enough to improve taste and digestibility. For modern survivalists, this really shows the value of understanding micro-warming methods. In practice, keeping emergency meals inside sleeping bags or clothing layers overnight can create a warm meal without a flame. In certain cases, soldiers used chemical heat packs, an early form of the flameless ration heater. Mixing specific metals with water or utilizing commercially issued chemical heat sources allowed them to warm meals without flames. An example from the Second World War involved calcium oxide or magnesium-based heating units that activated on contact with water to release heat. Today, the same principle is found in modern ready-to-eat military meals, but, understanding this technique allows survivalists to improvise with chemical reactions, making it possible to heat food safely in the field. Fermentation and pickling were not just culinary techniques, but survival strategies. Soldiers learned that soaking vegetables, or even some proteins in acidic liquids like vinegar or brine, could make food edible for extended periods without cooking. Pickled vegetables added crucial vitamins, prevented scurvy, and provided variety to monotonous rations. Practically anyone studying historical survival or prepping can replicate this by preparing small jars of pickled food for emergency kits, ensuring nutrients and flavors even without heat. Finally, soldiers learned that certain foods could be eaten raw and still provide energy and nutrients. Leafy greens, root vegetables, certain fruits and cured meats were staples when cooking was impossible. They combined these with soaked grains, canned goods or dried fruit to create meals that were not only safe but calorie-dense. Applying this today means familiarizing oneself with edible wild plants, storing preserved proteins, and using hydration to improve texture and taste, allowing survival meals to be more varied and, honestly, a bit more palatable. These 7 hacks illustrate the extreme ingenuity of Second World War soldiers who survived harsh conditions with minimal resources. Their methods were practical, adaptable, and still relevant for survivalists, historians, or anyone interested in fieldcraft and wartime ingenuity. If you found this guide valuable, make sure to hit the subscribe button, leave a comment about which hack you want to try, and share this video with fellow history enthusiasts. By understanding these techniques, you don't just learn history, you unlock survival strategies that remain useful even today.